Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So we'll just have a quick introduction to Python, and then we'll get into the fundamentals of Python and start focusing on implementation. Okay, shall we start now? It's okay. The others might join our this is first session, nothing to worry much. So we'll just we quickly get into this intro for Python. What is this Python and history, all that, and then we will also see like how much Python is popular these days and in what different areas Python is handling. I mean, is present. What different areas we have we have the presence of Python that we need to discuss. So first thing, introduction. This is simple. We are going to talk about overview, history, and Python. Why Python? Okay, that is fine. First thing, let us see with this. What is Python? Most of you know what is Python, if I'm not wrong. But let us have a quick walkthrough. So Python is a popular programming language. So that is one thing. Programming language in sense, people call this as generally interpreted language. But in fact, it's both interpreted and compiled internally. I'll talk about it. But first thing is this one. It is a popular programming language, which is an interpreted language. So that is one thing. And this is developed by Guido van Rossum in 1991. He is the father of Python, and he created or developed this Python in 1991. Okay, and also another happiest thing about Python, it is very easy. It's known for easy to read and write because I have taught and I've worked with Java for almost 7 to 8 years. So I don't say Java is bad, but point is now I am completely working on Python automation in our projects. So I'm just giving you a quick heads up. After I started working with Python, I realized that Python is much more simpler, much more easier, and anyone with minimum this thing can adapt to Python. Of course, logic is same everywhere. You implement with Java or C++ or C Sharp or Python, almost the concept of logic is same. But how Python differs from Java or C Sharp or other languages means simple. What is that? Python is very easy to implement, right? And also one more important or one more very useful thing is Python provides a lot of libraries. It provides a lot of libraries. Right? Libraries are nothing but these packages or modules, what we call. And there are so many modules. Today, why every organization or everybody is choosing Python? Because from the very simple projects to advanced projects like quantum computing or any other something like that. Okay. So even supercomputers, Python is having a strong presence and it provides a lot of libraries. Just have an idea. That means you can understand how much deep this Python is penetrated into the development world. So that is the quick idea. So next one. So finally, the point is, if you ask me a question, why should I choose Python instead of Java or any other language? My answer is simple. If you want to just have something easy to understand and implement, right? So freestyle of coding, then Python is one of the best programming language in the current market. Okay, so that's it. And also one more important point, friends. What is that? Python is a #1 programming language as per TOBE index or PYPI index. Okay, TOBE and PYPI are organizations which try to provide rating or ranking to these programming languages. Okay, so TOBE, what I'm saying, and second one PYPI. If you see that, if you check in Google, Python is occupying #1 position right now, and you can understand that. So that is another important thing. And also one more important thing again, if you are asking now these days, if you are working with ChatGPT or Meta AI or different AI tools, again, if you choose Python as your language, it makes your job much more easier compared to other languages. Okay, so that is the quick idea. And based on this discussion, okay, based on these observations, you can choose, you can decide if you want to choose Python or not. I hope this is clear. Next one. Maybe most of you have that idea, but I'm just trying to give you a clear idea. That's all. And second thing, it is used in various fields where we have Python. If somebody is asking this question, the other question we should ask is where we don't have Python. So these days, Python is everywhere. It is there in web development, data science, automation, okay, and many more, quantum computing, chat GPT, or anything, so many things. So you can understand that. So that is one more important thing where Python is present. Next one. What are the features of Python? If you just want to have a quick glance of Python, what are the key features of Python? So first thing is easy to learn. And of course, you can also see this. So I'm just having a quick walkthrough. So if you have from when you start technicalities, then we start interacting, and then I'll just make you work and then wait for give some time to you. As this is just an introduction, I'm just quickly, taking time to walk through this. Okay. So key features of Python. Easy to learn, simple syntax, great for beginners. It's not just for beginners these days, if you ask me, it's for everyone, even for experienced people. Okay. And next thing, it's an interpreted language. I'll talk about this. If you ask me a question, what is this, Manoram? What is interpreted language? Then I'm going to talk about it. Nothing to worry about it. Okay. I run code directly. No need to compile. Because this is interpreted, right? You can just execute it directly without any compilation, like C, C++, Java, or C Sharp. So again, if you ask me how this happens when we start doing coding, then I will just explain you all this stuff. Okay, what is that run code directly? Why we don't need to compile all that? Of course, if you ask me, is there no compilation means? Then the secret is yes, compilation is there even in Python. But Python community that kept this as a secret. That's all. But everyone know that it's not like what it doesn't have compilation. It has both. But generally, even though it does compilation internally, we can write code directly. Okay, that is one more. Next one, cross-platform. You can work with Python in any operating system. It's not like just Windows or Linux or Unix or Sun Solaris or anything. You can work anywhere. So Python is cross-platform application. Next one, as this is already covered, so we can ignore this point. And large library. So Python is having lot of library spreads. So it have almost lakhs of libraries. These days, every day new technology is emerging in the market. When new technology is emerging, this Python is again creating those libraries to support these new technologies. So you can understand that. Okay. That is another important point. So large library. This is the strength of Python, or this is actually the power of Python. Okay. So we'll talk more on this anyhow. So even though we just have a quick walkthrough, we'll talk more into the details of each of these when we start working programming. I'll show you what different libraries. We almost work with at least 50 to 100 libraries when we complete our Python programming. So by that time you understand, and I'll also show you like what other libraries are there, what technologies are there, even though we don't use the technologies in our sessions. Okay. Now next one. Many built-in tools and libraries. Again, this is a similar one. We can ignore this. There are so many tools which supports Python. Okay. And community support. Community support means this developer community. There are so many people. If you have any questions, for example, most of you know this. What is that? Suppose you are working on some project, you got stuck in the middle. Generally, what do you do? So most of us do the same thing. What is that? If anyone can answer this question, generally, what do we do, friends? Anyone can answer this question?
Yeah, usually we ask in the our development groups outside the office also in
Okay.
blogs
Apart
also.
from suppose even before going to development team, you have to do your this thing. I'm not sure who is answering this. So point is you have to explore yourself, right? So in such case, what is that you do before you do that, and what kind of support you get if you do that? I'll answer that, no problem.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just
First we check with our peers,
okay.
colleagues
That
and
is one
my
scenario. Even peers,
uh,
suppose if they don't know, what is the next alternative solution?
next to I'll check with my leader maybe. So,
Lead.
uh,
Second, third thing, more than all this, what is it is Google, Googling. That
yeah,
too, when you Google, what is that you do is you don't choose for all different websites. But the priority one is Stack Overflow because most of the time, most of our questions has answers in Stack Overflow. And these days, ChatGPT or Meta AI, these are helping to some level. Okay, so first thing, maybe because all organizations doesn't allow you access for ChatGPT or Git Copilot or all this. Okay, so in such cases, the only what you can do is still you have a solution. What is it? Stack Overflow, because that is what we do. Our organization provide access only for couple of most popular and most ranking which is best in the developer community. They have provided access. And one important thing is they didn't give access to most of the this thing in our company, but they provided access for Stack Overflow. That is going to help you a lot. So that is a big community, in fact. Like that, there are so many communities to work with your Python programming. This is one scenario. Suppose if you come home and you want to work on certain things, still you can try that in Google without violating the policies of your organization. Okay, so that is the quick idea. I hope all of us do the same if I'm not wrong. So that's all, friends. Next one, access to resources and help online. This is again same thing what we just discussed. So what is that? What resources we need to access? Anyhow, I'll do one thing. I'll share you list of online this thing resources, which is very helpful for us if you are working on some automation project or development, web development or Python development or data science, anything. I'll share you all that list of links so that maybe if needed, you can utilize them. So that is another important point. Okay. So these are all key features. If I'm not wrong, most of you know this, but as a part of our process, we just need to discuss. Right. Next one, history of Python. This started when this started in 1989, and this is developed by Guido van Rossum. He is the father of this one. We already discussed this. And first version is released in 1991. And in 2000, Python 2.0 is introduced with new features. In 2008, Python 3 is launched with major improvements. Today, you know what is happening with Python. It is widely used in web development, data science, AI, even quantum computing. You even also not only quantum computing. Latest happening. You talk about this bitcoins, right? Cryptocurrency. Even there, Python provides a lot of libraries to implement this cryptocurrency so that you understand. You can observe this all this. From this, you can understand how popular this became, Python became, and how strong this or robust this Python became. Okay, so that is another important thing. So definitely, if you are having a requirement or if you are choosing to jump to Python, this thing career, so this is the best option right now. Of course, with along with Python, what else you have to focus? That I am going to help you throughout this course. Definitely. So we'll see that because I don't want to talk more in the beginning itself. So why use Python? Again, this is clear. We have already discussed. We can remove this. Okay, this is you can see here, right? Python skills are valuable in job market. See, if you see today's job market, and you can understand how much Python can do, right? So that is the power of Python. So that is one more important thing is Python also is one of the major programming language for job market. Okay, that's it. So this is all about what is this, friends? A quick idea about Python. What is Python? All this. Okay, and summary. Finally, conclusion. Python is easy to learn and versatile. It has a rich history and strong community support. Learning Python can open up many career opportunities. So I think you don't have a doubt on this, isn't it? But anyhow, we'll see that how it is going to help you once we complete this training program. Okay. So this is a quick walkthrough about what is Python and what features of Python, history of Python, all this. Now, what is that we should do, friends? Now we have to go and work with the technicalities. First thing, if you want to work with Python, the first thing always you have to do is what is it? So let me just show you. You have to download and install. So these are the important things. I'll just directly type you. So starting with Python. Okay, I'll just make you starting with Python. How to start with Python? This is the first thing. Okay, so if we should start with Python, always first thing is we need to install Python software. I'll show you all this. Okay, so everything you can just follow and you can install in your machines. And if it is already there, then we don't need to. We are good. So we don't need to worry much about it. So that is one thing. First, always make sure you install Python software. Second thing, install. We can do this little later, not immediately, but we'll do all this. Install PyCharm. I use PyCharm generally because this is most used IDE for Python in development community. Most of you know this. And then also Anaconda. Anaconda has many, it's like it has many built-in IDs. Okay, I'll show all that. But we don't use much of Anaconda, all this, just only a quick idea about all these IDs. And then apart from that, one more is Jupyter, because most of these data science people use this Jupyter. Okay, so these are enough. You try to work with either PyCharm or Anaconda or Jupyter. This is more than enough for us. And for us, what is that we are going to use? We are going to use and install PyCharm, of course. Apart from that, we also have a quick idea about do one or two applications in Anaconda and Jupyter. And later on, it's up to you to choose PyCharm or Anaconda or Jupyter. But my choice is, what is that? I choose PyCharm. Is this clear, friends? So that is the quick idea. Next one, what do we do right now? Why don't we install Python? So if you have already installed, no problem. If you didn't install, let's go for installing Python. So what do you do? Simply just go open your this one, Chrome or Edge, whatever it is. Just type here Python software installation. Okay, most of you know this anyhow. I'll just share you these links as well if you want. Okay, so you go here, sharing these links in the chart. Okay, so that will help you. So just go to that website. And what do? You just try to download your Python software. This is front page. Okay, home page. Otherwise, this is your home page. Go to downloads. You can download directly this one, 3.12 if you want. Else, if you want other versions, what you can do, you can go to this downloads and then click on Windows. Then you have so many versions of Python, including 64 and 32. But these days, most of us don't, I don't think people use 32. So what you have to do, you can download, and you can download this installer for this latest version. Or if you don't want that, scroll down and choose your version. Okay. And then download whichever you think is good for you. You download a stable version. Probably this should be a stable version if you want. Okay. And then you try to download it. What do you do? If you don't have, download it. If you already have that, just ignore it. Okay. We don't need to install it. So click on this Windows installer. Okay. And then what do you do right now? It will get downloaded. That exe file gets downloaded. You don't need to go to that folder and then double click on that. You can directly click from here. Okay. What you can do? Click from here. So it's just open and say run here. Okay. Then it starts showing us the installation window. What we need to do? We just need to say install now. But before that, one small tip for you is that just select this checkbox before you install your Python, so that your Python is added to the path, environment variables path, so that we don't need to go and set path explicitly or exclusively. Okay, is this clear till this? So if you have any issues or if you have any problem, just ping in the chat box or ask me. I will help you. It's not like because it's not like today is our first session. You can always talk to me, okay? And you can make sure that everything is working, and also you are also utilizing that. So what do we do, right, friends? Just say install now. So I have already Python, just installing 3.125 just to show you if you just want to go through each step of Python. I hope this is clear for you. So what do you do right now? Click on yes and just start doing the setup. Okay, just give it a few minutes. It will do the installation. Okay. When we start more of this technical discussion, it will be more interesting because you have so many scenarios. You have questions, you have programs, you have assignments, you have assessments, so that it will be more interesting. But for now, 1 or 2 sessions, you have to bear with this thing, the basic thing. Let it. Uh, are you installing this, friends? Are you able to install or go to that website? Everything is working for you. Okay for you? Everything okay? You can answer in the chat box in case if you want to. Maybe NS should be helpful for me also. Okay. This is just getting installed. Okay, setup was successful. You can close this. Okay. Now we want to check. So next thing is once you install Python, now installation is done. If you want to check if this is installed properly or not, how do you do that? Just let me just tell you that how to check version of installed version of Python. I know I'm just quickly typing, not taking much time. So what do you do right now? Just here. Okay, open this. Just open command prompt. I'm just directly using this CMD. Okay. So now here you just type Python. Whichever you have installed in your machine, that will be there in your machine. Enter. Okay, you can see here 3.12. So once you open command prompt, what is that you should do? Just type Python. Then it shows you what is the current version that is installed in your machine. Okay, so that's all, friends. So this is another quick idea. Maybe I can copy this and put it in the notepad. I can share this. This is more easy for you, more than already pre-created content. Okay, is this clear now? Is this okay for everyone? Can I get an S from all of you friends? Can I get an S at least from few of you? You're okay? Yeah. Fine. Then next what? This is installation of Python. Everyone installed this Python in your machine? Please answer my question. Is everyone installed Python in your machine? Yeah. Okay. Then shall we go and install PyCharm, or shall we just start discussing some basics? Can I show you how beautiful is Python? How wonderful is Python? Okay, can I just show you the R of Python? Yeah, PyCharm will get back. Maybe tomorrow we'll do that. Before that, suppose as we are very new to this Python, I'll show you how great Python is, how simple Python is, how wonderful Python is. By looking all that, you might feel very simple. Okay, but I'll just share few this thing with you, like how what people say outside. It's not exactly true, but to some extent those facts are okay. Let's see that now. Now, sure, Krishna, we'll do that definitely. Now, what do we do? Suppose you have created Python, right? All of you know this. How simple is Python? First thing, let us understand this. Then you definitely fall in love with Python, no doubt about it. If you are just starting, if you already know that, then you might already is very happy with that Python. You already know that importance of Python, okay, and simplicity of Python, okay. Suppose generally, right? If it is other language, let me show you. If it is Java, you can take any example of your choice: Java, C, or C++, or C Sharp. Most of it, this is same. Suppose if I just want to print two variables in Java. So I'm just giving you a quick idea. Okay. What is the program? How do we write a program for this? Let me just show you so that you get a quick idea. Like, how simple, how wonderful, and how beautiful is Python. Let me do this. For this, what you have to do, you should create a class first, class some test. Okay, let's create some class test. Okay, don't worry about anything in this program. You are not required to focus on anything in the program. Just only see how Java look like and how Python look like. That gives you a clear comparison. Okay, let us just go and check that. Suppose now, if it is a quick test program, we have to include a main method in this public static void main. And then you have to say string args. Okay. Once upon a time, I used to do this, but these days I almost drifted away from this Java. Okay. But still, one of my favorite language, no doubt about that. Now, what do you do? Just printing two variables. So what is that you should do? Int a equal to 10, semicolon. If you want, you can take another variable. If you want a float or double float, some f equal to 20.5 f. You should use a suffix. Okay, why that suffix? You can ignore. But for float, this is needed in Python. Suppose if I want to print this, what is that I should do? System dot out dot println. Okay, if you want, you can just say the value of a is. Even we write this in Python also. This kind of print text. Okay, print statements, even we add in Python for more readability that we see. I'll show you how to create more more refined code so that when someone sees that they feel easy and clear to understand. Okay, the value of A is plus A, close this, and then semicolon. Again, copy and paste it. If you want, you can run online also. It's not like, okay, but I believe I don't see any error. I am very sure the value of P is okay, and then just try to print B. So this is a simple program in Java just to print two variables in Python. So what is that we need? We need a program structure. We need a main for that. And then we need declare variables with data types. And then we need a lengthy print statement. And we need to pass those variables to the print statement. And we have all this. At least if we look at this program, what is that? How many lines are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it's okay, fine. But we have 8 lines in Java. Suppose you go to Python, this thing, there, this command prompt, Python prompt, otherwise we can call this as Python prompt. Now I want to print two variables. What is that I want to do? Print two variables. Why I'm laughing is because you can see there, just A equal to 10 and print A over B equal to 20 and then print B over. After seeing this, you can understand one thing. Definitely, when you look at this, you definitely feel this is very simple and easy to follow because you don't have data types. You don't have, sorry, you don't have you don't need a well-defined structure. You can quickly test it like this without any issues. Can you see that, friends? Suppose you might ask me a question. You can ask a question, Manoram. Why don't we use print here? Because this is Python prompt. When you just print variable, implicitly it uses print to display that results. But if you want, you can use print explicitly as well. What is that? If you want, but in this Python prompt, it is not needed. But if you want a print statement like Java, okay, I can show you. But we see that more in detail when you get into the technical discussion of Python. Okay, so let's see that. No problem. Print off. If you want to print it directly, you can say you can just simply pass A and again print B. And if you want to add some text for readability, the value of, okay, maybe you can try like this value of A is, okay, don't put plus, put comma. You don't need to learn anything or understand anything from this. I'm just only showing you how would be this print in Python. Okay, print A. Again, if you want to print the value of, you can add this like in Java, the value of P is, okay, comma B, something like this. You got it, friends? So this is simplicity of Python. If you ask me, I really like Python a lot because the kind of confidence I gained by working on these Python projects is definitely the best. Got it right? Now, if you ask me to create some POCs, we can easily create because that simple this Python is. POCs means proof of concepts. Right. So this is the quick idea. Understood, friends? So maybe I'm just adding this for your this thing. I'm just adding. Okay, printing variables in Python. Okay. And here printing Java variables. That should be fine. No problem. Okay. So this is all what is Python. Now, next thing, a very important thing you need to understand about Python. So this point, it is not shown in the above points. It is not discussed or it is not included in these basics or in these intro points of Python. What is that? Another important features of Python, one is, so one great feature of Python is Python is dynamically typed. Okay, what is that? Dynamically typed. What do you mean by dynamically typed? Any idea? Maybe if you want to answer in the chat box. Like Java, if you see here, friends, if you see here, we need to explicitly declare data types. This is implicit declaration of data types. Sorry, explicit declaration of data types, I think. Okay, this is how we declare data types explicitly. But for Python, you don't need to declare data types. You can directly use it. Even we do the same in our coding every day. Now the question is, this is the one important point you need to understand. Okay, what is that point? Python is dynamically typed. What do you mean by dynamically typed? Means you don't need to declare data type. Python itself declares data type implicitly. Okay, let us just add me that point. What is that? In Python, what is that we don't need to do? We don't need to declare data type. Okay. Maybe if you ask me a question, there are so many things. Again, if you are asking, can we declare explicitly like in Java? Yes, there are possibilities. Okay. Yes, you can do that. Instead of saying possibility, yes, we can do that. You can, if you want, you can explicitly declare data type in Python as well. But most of the time, I didn't see our teams declaring Python because I am actually a DevOps automation SME. Beside me, there are so many Python teams. Okay, all Python development teams also sit with me. If I look into their code, I didn't see any explicit data types declared even by them, or in any of the code bases which I see regularly, we don't see explicitly declaring data types. Okay, so maybe the question is, what is the question? Can we declare explicit data types explicitly in Python? That is the question. What is the answer now? By now you should know the answer. Can we declare data type explicitly in Python? Okay. What is the answer for this? Yes, no. You can answer in the chat
Yes.
box just to have a little interaction. That's all. Okay. Answer is definitely yes. Maybe if you ask me how, you just wait because I'll show all those use cases. Just we'll just discuss for 10 minutes and show you how to explicitly do that when we start doing coding. Okay. Here I'm just giving you the internals of Python. As we are just beginning with Python, I'm trying to discuss internals. So as it is Python is dynamically typed, you don't need to take that extra effort to declare data type in Python. You got it, friends? So that is the idea. Now, again, but implicitly Python takes care of declaring data type and address for this variable. What Python does, suppose if you declare a variable like this, friends. Okay. So if you declare something like this, what Python does? Python, what it does? Implicitly declare data type and address as well. If you ask me, is it just only data type? Means it's not just data type, even and address as well. Okay. Then next question. Let's say I have a question. How do you see that? How can we see that data type or address everything? Okay, this is simple. Let me just show you because we can easily catch that. Right? Let us see that. So suppose you declare this a equal to 10. Already declared, you don't need to type. Just for our convenience, I'm printing here. I'm displaying again a printing a. Okay, declaring a printing a. Now what is that I want to do? Now I want to know, see the data type of that variable. How do you know the data type? How Python decide what data type should be assigned for this variable? What is this value or a constant? This is integer. If this value is integer, it will assign an int value, int data type. Okay, if it is float, it assigns float. Excuse me, friends. If it is string, it assigns string internally. And if you want to check that, test it, what do we do? let's go and test it now. So suppose for that, what is that we should do? We need to use two functions. To check data type of some variable, you should use type function and then pass that variable to that type function. This is one thing. Second thing, what is second thing, friends? Apart from type, if you want to know the address, you have to use a method called ID, and to that you need to pass variable. So this is what you should do if you want to check or test the implicit data type of a variable assigned by Python and address of variable. Okay, let us go and check it. Suppose I want to know the type of A. I didn't declare any data type, but I want to see that. So you can see now, when I say type of A, it is showing a class int here. You can see here because everything is object in Python. Very important point. What is that? Everything, including data types, everything is object in Python. Hope this is clear. Okay. So next one. So when you declare that, print that, what is that you got here? You got the type. What is the type here? Type is int here. Then what is the address? ID of A. Then you can see the address of A here. Okay. What is that? We have address here. Now this is how we can test or get. This is how we can get the type and address of a Python variable, which is implicitly assigned by your interpreter. Okay, that's all, friends. This is the idea about quick idea about all this. What is dynamically typed and how to get data type and address of some variable, all that. What methods do we need to use? By now, I'm very sure you might understood this very clearly, right? This is the quick idea.
What is the use of address?
Address, sometimes when you are working, you need to compare data, right? So in such cases, but it's very rare. Who is that? Somebody asking question. It's very rare.
Harris.
Harry, yeah, definitely address is used somewhere when you are dealing with some system related tasks. You got my point? System tasks are some chip related tasks. In that cases, you need to use these addresses. But in your regular automations or regular development, I don't think we need address in majority of the cases. You got it right. If you ask me,
Yes.
because we do a lot of automations, right? So I don't see we using any address for any validations. Okay. So that it, but this can be useful when you are dealing with some chip related programming or some system related programming in all these areas, because in such kind of programming, okay, address is very crucial. Playing with addresses is very crucial. So in such cases, address is important. Harry, got it? Okay.
Yes. Sir.
Now, after this next one, so what do we do right now? So once we get a clear idea about all this, now we should understand how to use your. We have installed Python, right? So we need to understand how to use couple of things here. We understood how to use this one. What is this Python prompt? We got a quick idea. Similar, this is what we call is interactive mode. If you try to test, if you do a quick testing in this Python prompt, if you do a quick testing in Python prompt, this approach is called as interactive mode. So what is it called as? So using Python prompt. Generally, we have three different modes. I'm just giving you step by step. Python prompt is interactive mode. Okay, this is one. Generally, you have batch mode. Okay, one more is batch mode. Okay, so we have two modes usually, an interactive mode and a batch mode. Now we are aware of interactive mode. Okay, now batch mode, let's understand that. So second one, generally when you are working with programming, okay, or IDs, modes of programming. Generally we have two modes. One is interactive. We already seen that and we tried to understand that interactive. Second one is batch. Okay, now we are clear with the interact. What is batch now? Batch mode means it's nothing but using an IDE and creating a program as a batch, or creating group of statements as one program. Okay, so batch mode means creating group of statements as one program. That is what we call batch. Okay, one program. Is that clear now? So now we have observed interactive mode. Let us have a quick check with batch mode. For that, what is that you do? Yes, definitely we need an IDE for this. But if you want to use IDE, for now we don't need any PyCharm or any other thing. When you install Python, along with Python, it comes an ID, default ID, which is what we call idle. So what is that? If you install Python, we get a default ID, which is what we call idle. Now let us use this idle to create a batch mode program. Okay, what do we do right now? Let's just open idle first of all. So for that, what you need to do is just go and open idle. I have some problem with my this thing search, so I am going with GHI. So what we can do is you can see here. Okay, this is idle. Maybe you can type in search ideally. See this one. Then that IDE opens. Default IDE opens. So what do you do right now? So now just simply it's in the here itself in the beginning. Open it. Okay, this is mixed mode. It are hybrid mode. This IDE has hybrid mode. It has both interactive. This is interactive mode, and also it has batch mode. Suppose if you say a equal to 10, you can work with both modes in this idle. Okay, and then print a. So it printed a, friends. Second thing, what is second thing? You go to the file, say new. This is clear, right? This is a quick check, a quick test for interactive mode. Okay. Now let us check for bash mode. Go to file and say new file and just save it first. You can just say type test.py and you can save it somewhere wherever you want. Okay. Generally, I prefer to save it in some specific drives like E drive or D drive. I'll save it in GNOME. Okay. So I'm saving here. Okay. Just save it here. Now just create a batch mode. A equal to 10, B equal to 20, and then C equal to A plus B, and then print the result. Print the sum is. Okay, comma. You can print C. I'll show you. There are different ways we can print some result or variables or output. This is just one way. There are more professional ways which we generally used in real-time projects. We don't follow this one. Generally, we put placeholders or we put format methods, all that. Okay, or we use some regular expressions to do printing. And I'll show you that. Okay, but for now, this is the batch mode. You know, right? How to create it? You are clear, right? Or any doubt on this? Now we created a program, small program as a batch program. Then you just need to this. Excuse me, friends. This all you know, friends. All this just A B printing and doing some and printing all this. Okay, you already know this, friends. Just this is a quick thing. We created this as a program, saved it as test.py. Then what is that? Run this. Simply you go to the run. If you want, you can press F5 in your machine. Else, you can use mouse to run this. Okay. Now you can see the sum is 30. This is batch mode, friends. Okay. We got a clear idea here, right? About two different modes here. What are those modes here? So one is interactive mode. Second one, batch mode. How to create code in interactive mode and how to create the code in batch mode, all that. Okay. And how to create a program in interactive mode and how to create program in batch mode. Is this clear for all of you? Can I get an S from all of you or any questions?
So, yes, sir.
Okay. Please answer in the chat box if you are clear with all this. If you have questions, you can definitely ask me. So nothing to worry. So this is for today. So intro to Python and then all the important things of Python, good about the features of Python, all that. Okay. So this is all about Python. If you have any questions, please ask me. We'll stop here today. Tomorrow we continue with the basics of or fundamentals of Python. Any questions, friends? Yeah, sure. I'll share you, Suri. I'll share in the, our groups. Okay. So we'll stop here. I have an important work to attend. Okay. Thank you. We'll connect tomorrow.
Thanks, sir. Bye.
Thank you.